The 2023 Blue Jays season is officially over and ended with no shock to any of us from how the regular season went. That being, the offense was non-existent. Sure, we could look into the team's stats with runners in scoring position and blame it on how we ranked 12th in all of baseball. That could definitely be a reason why. Or the fact that our hitting strategist was not very helpful all season, even tweeting right before the game. That could definitely be a reason why. Or how our should-be superstar looked like he gained all the weight he lost back on. That could also be a reason why. But there's one thing that highlighted what should have been a great season for the Jays most of all, and that was highlighted heavily in their playoff game. From Bo Bichette running through a stop sign at third base and getting thrown out by a mile at the plate in game 1, and Vladdy getting picked off at second base with 2 outs and our best hitter in Bo Bichette up at the plate in game 2. That's right, base running. Something that should be talked about and understood in February, but for some reason this group of guys could not get it in their head. And with each blunder, it gave the already very lively Twins crowd even more reason to get louder. This was a problem for the Jays all season long. And before I share this seriously crazy stat with you, let me first tell you exactly what it means. BSR is a sabermetric that serves as the base running component of wins above replacement and provides a lot more information than simply looking at a player's stolen base total if you are interested in judging a player's base running performance, with 0 being league average, 8 being excellent, and -6 being awful. Let's take a look at where the other playoff teams ranked. The Rays, Orioles, Braves, and Diamondbacks found themselves in the excellent category, and 4 more teams on the at least above average side. Then the 4 teams left are the Astros with -9.6, Texas with 10.6, and the Blue Jays with -12.4. That's just terrible. In fact, they were 4th worst in baseball. 4th worst. But how did it get to be so bad? Well, here are the Jays' top 5 base runners. As you can see, we have the fairly obvious names in Dalton Varsho, Matt Chapman, and Whit Merrifield. No surprises there. Now, let's move into the bottom half. Brandon Belt, -0.6. Paul DeYoung, -0.7. Yes, in only his 13 games with us, he was that bad on the base paths. Bo Bichette and George Springer at -1.7. Kevin Kiermaier at -2.7, Vladdy with -7.1, and Alejandro Kirk with -10.3. That Kirk figure is the worst in baseball, and Vlad's is just 7 places above him. Also, 6 of the guys mentioned in the negative column were starters in both wildcard games, meaning the cumulative base running value in those lineups was -16.9. You know, just a tad bit below that awful mark. Now, I'm sure you knew how bad the Jays were in this department just from watching how the season unfolded, but not to this great of an extent. And the solution for this is, well, it's hard to say, because I'm sure John Schneider or whoever our manager will be next year is going to hammer it home in spring training. But the truth of the matter is, if the player doesn't put a huge stress on base running, then it will never get better. Also, losing Luis Rivera, our third base coach, doesn't help. Man took one look at Bo running through the stop sign and Vladdy getting picked off at second and said, nope, that's enough for me. Most of the time, it's the fundamentals that are most important. And this Jays team definitely lacks some basic baseball abilities, which was highlighted in that series versus the Twins.